Are you ready to hear shocking news that also raises hope? One of the BTS members, Jungkook, who has been under the world's spotlight due to his critical condition, is now in a hopeful recovery. However, despite the positive signs, his physical condition still requires close monitoring from an experienced medical team. All eyes are now on his recovery process, and the latest update comes directly from his close friend, Jimin, who has shared the most recent information about Jungkook's condition. Jimin, who is known for having an extremely close emotional bond with Jungkook, spoke about the difficult journey his friend is currently going through. In a moving interview, Jimin mentioned that although Jungkook's condition is becoming more stable, the recovery process will still take a considerable amount of time. It's not only about physical issues, but Jungkook's mental and emotional health is also a major concern for the medical team. How does Jimin view all of this? What hopes does Jimin and BTS have for Jungkook's future? Jungkook is currently undergoing intensive treatment at the South Korean military hospital, where he is being monitored 24/7 by a medical team consisting of toxicology experts and rehabilitation specialists. The treatment process focuses on recovering the organs affected by the poisoning he suffered some time ago. Although his physical condition is still weak, there are signs that his body is beginning to respond well to the treatment. The hospital has limited visits to only close family and medical personnel to ensure he gets enough rest. Jimin himself shared his emotional thoughts about how Jungkook's family, especially his mother, has been loyally by his side. Jungkook's mother has not left the hospital since her son was admitted. The bond between the family is so strong that Jimin even mentioned that Jungkook's mother's presence has provided tremendous comfort to Jungkook during this critical time. Meanwhile, other BTS members, although unable to visit directly, continue to offer their support from afar, maintaining communication with Jungkook's family and sending encouraging messages. However, despite all the hope and support flowing in, the doctors remain cautious in giving a prognosis. They emphasize that although Jungkook's vital signs are stable, a full recovery requires very careful attention, and the exact time for recovery is still uncertain. Jimin also stressed that patience is key in this process. As Jimin said, "Jungkook is a very strong person, and we all believe he will get through this with incredible strength." Jungkook's condition, still requiring intensive monitoring, keeps his fans around the world anxious, but also full of hope. Various support projects continue, from prayer campaigns to fundraising efforts, showing incredible love and care. On several occasions, virtual fans even held gatherings to send encouragement to Jungkook, even though they couldn't meet in person. However, one thing is clear: Jungkook's condition will require a long time to fully recover. Medical experts are being careful in planning safe rehabilitation and physical activity for him, as doing physical activities too quickly could risk setbacks. In the future, rehabilitation therapy is likely to begin, but it will be done gradually and carefully. There are no shortcuts in this recovery, and that's something Jimin emphasized in every statement. Meanwhile, Jimin can't hide how much love is pouring in from all over the world. He shared how moving it is to see the enormous support for Jungkook. Although there's speculation about potential long-term effects from the poisoning, the doctors and medical team remain optimistic that with the right care, Jungkook can fully recover. The medical experts continue to monitor every aspect of Jungkook's body, from vital organs to the potential neurological issues that might arise. One thing is certain: Jungkook is not facing this trial alone. With full support from his family, close friends, and fans worldwide, he has even more strength to face every challenge ahead. Jimin and the other BTS members are still by Jungkook's side, even from a distance, supporting him in every step of his recovery. Fans, despite the distance, continue to send messages of love, prayer, and encouragement. Now, the question is, will Jungkook come back stronger than ever? With a long journey still ahead, only time will give us the definite answer. However, one thing is clear: this recovery process is not just about the physical aspect, but also about inner strength. As Jimin said, "We all believe that Jungkook will come back stronger and full of spirit." So, let's continue to support him, because our hope is a part of his incredible recovery journey. With high hopes, we await the next good news. Jungkook's recovery is not only for his family and BTS, but also for the entire world that loves him. Jungkook's health is now the top priority, and we all hope that one day he will return to shine brighter than before. Have you ever felt doubtful about a big piece of news, especially involving a famous celebrity? In a world full of rumors and sensationalism, it's hard not to wonder whether this event is truly real or just a story blown up to capture the public's attention. So, what about the news regarding Jungkook's condition while he's lying in the hospital? Can we really trust everything, or is there something more to this story being presented for certain purposes? Jungkook, as one of BTS's most beloved members, certainly has many fans who follow his every move. However, when news about his health spread, some people might start to wonder, is this all true? Are we witnessing a dramatic, emotional event, or could it just be a media tactic designed to garner sympathy? For some, it might seem like a fabrication intended to draw attention and generate clicks. Jimin, who has provided the latest update on Jungkook's condition, is obviously close to the idol. But don't we all know that in the entertainment world, sometimes what we see on the outside doesn't always reflect the true reality? Don't we feel tempted to think that Jimin's statement could be influenced by certain interests? How much should we trust that what is shared is purely honest information and not contaminated by commercial or publicity interests? Before we get caught up in emotions or excessive sympathy, let's try to think more critically. In this digital age, so much information comes in so fast. Every detail, even the smallest ones, can be twisted to create a dramatic effect. News about celebrities' health is always intriguing, especially since we all want to know the condition of someone we admire. But what happens when we just accept information without question? What happens when we believe it without digging deeper? Why are we so quick to believe every word that comes from idols or their family members? Is it because we want to believe in stories full of hope, or is there an emotional push we can't avoid? There are many examples of how the media often presents celebrity news with dramatic flourishes, making us trapped in a story that seems so real. But are we ready to think critically and question everything presented in front of us? If we reflect more deeply, we might start to realize that we live in an era where truth and lies are often difficult to distinguish. Facts can be presented in various forms, and what seems true might just be a story polished to achieve certain goals. When we hear that Jungkook is in intensive care, we might feel anxious and even want to flood social media with support messages. But what if all of this is part of a larger strategy to maintain popularity and public attention? It's important to realize that behind all the information coming our way, there are agendas and purposes that influence how the news is delivered. Do we really believe that everything the media presents is absolute truth? What if we need to be more skeptical when accepting such news? As readers, we have the right to question and analyze every piece of information we receive. Do we simply accept things as they are, or do we want to find out more about the facts?